On the banks of Amsterdam's River EYE, there's this brilliant white building that looks like it just landed from the future. It's this wild structure that kind of shifts and changes as you move around it, almost defying a simple description. This is the EYE Filmmuseum, and it's a place that's every bit as much a work of art as the cinema it holds inside.
You'll find it right across the water from the city's old historic central station. And it's just this beacon of modernity. It's so much more than a museum. It's a statement. It's a landmark that totally reoriented how people see the city itself. But you know, that futuristic shell? It holds a much, much deeper story.
And that question, that's really the heart of this story here. This building is a super forward-looking cultural hub, right? It transformed an entire district. But its most important work, that happens in secret, digging through the past to rescue history that was completely forgotten.
So, to really get the eye, we've got to start with its totally audacious design and how it completely redefined a part of Amsterdam that most people had written off.
It's kind of hard to imagine now, but before this museum opened back in 2012, Amsterdam North was basically an industrial afterthought. It was the old site of Royal Dutch Shell's research labs. The eye was the catalyst, you know? The first big cultural magnet that actually pulled people across the river. It turned what was once a barrier into a destination, and it paved the way for this whole vibrant new district.
You have to hear this quote from one of the architects, Dietmar Feistel. It just captures perfectly how radical this building was. He knew they were breaking the mold. Dutch design is famous for its clean lines, its practicality, but the eye, it's the opposite. It's subjective, it's emotional, and it's almost impossible to describe in simple geometric terms. It's all about feeling.
And the design itself? Well, it's a tribute to cinema. The architects wanted to capture the experience of watching a film in the architecture. So as you walk through it, the spaces open and close, the light shifts, and your perspective is constantly changing, just like a sequence of shots in a movie. The whole thing is this dynamic, sculptural take on the human eye. Pretty amazing.
Okay, so that's the stunning exterior. But what happens inside? What makes this place more than just an architectural icon? Let's dive into why people, and especially the locals, just love it so much.
Right, so this is not your typical tourist trap. People flock here for these incredible world-class exhibitions on giants like Scorsese and Kubrick. It's a total cinephile's dream, with one of the only projectors in the country that can show these pristine 70mm and 35mm prints. But honestly, it's also just a great place to hang out, a sanctuary as one person put it. It's a spot to escape the city's hustle, grab a coffee, and just soak in that incredible view.
Just let that sink in for a second. We're talking about a country with the Rijksmuseum, the Van Gogh Museum, and for someone to say this is their favorite, that is some seriously high praise. It really speaks to this special kind of magic the place has that goes way beyond just the exhibits on the walls.
Okay, but now we get to the secret mission, because behind that beautiful architecture and that popular cafe lies the real purpose of the EYE, its job as one of the world's most important film archives.
55,000 plus. That's how many films are in their collection. And we're not just talking about an archive. This is the entire cinematic heritage of the Netherlands, and it's a treasure trove for the entire world.
And this is where it gets truly exciting. See, archives aren't just for storage, they're for discovery. A 2-minute clip from 1898, the oldest known footage of Mardi Gras in New Orleans, was found right here. The only known copy of a lost Hollywood classic starring screen legends Valentino and Swanson, yep, found here. Even a forgotten film starring a super young Mickey Rooney was unearthed from this collection. It's like a real-life treasure hunt. But the absolute crown jewel of the whole archive has to be the De Smet collection. Jean De Smet, he was one of the Netherlands' first film distributors, and his archive from the early 1900s is this priceless time capsule of early cinema. It's so important, in fact, that it's been recognized by UNESCO as a literal treasure of world history.
So how do they actually do it? I mean, how do you save something as fragile as a 100-year-old film? Well, it's this fascinating mix of old-school craftsmanship and seriously cutting-edge technology.
It all starts with this really careful, hands-on inspection. Then, they scan the film frame by painstaking frame at an incredibly high resolution. After that, digital artists get to work, cleaning up scratches, fixing decay, and bringing colors back to life. But here's the crucial part. They keep both the original analog film and a digital master on data tapes. They're making sure cinema's DNA is safe for generations to come.
Now here's where things get a little, well, dangerous.
Early film wasn't made of plastic like it is today. It was made of nitrate. And this stuff isn't just prone to decay, it's also highly flammable. It needs these incredibly specialized storage conditions to stop it from literally turning to dust or, bursting into flames. So where do you store 30,000 cans of highly flammable film? The answer is just incredible. They use a series of bunkers built during World War II. And these aren't just any bunkers. These are the exact same shelters that were used to hide Dutch art treasures, including Rembrandt's masterpiece, The Night Watch, from the Nazis. So you have film history being protected in the very same place that once saved art history. It's amazing.
Okay, so we've seen the architecture, we've seen what it's like to visit, and we've peeked into the secret preservation work. So let's pull it all together and look at the museum's true legacy, for Amsterdam and for the world of film.
You see, the museum perfectly balances these two different roles. It's a guardian of the past and a guide to the future. As a guardian, it's saving Dutch film heritage and restoring lost masterpieces for all of us. But as a guide, it's constantly looking forward, promoting film culture, pioneering new digital ways to see things, and educating the next generation of filmmakers.
And this quote from the museum's director, Sandra Den Hamer, just brings us right back to the beginning. The EYE didn't just add another cool building to the skyline. It physically and culturally enlarged the map of Amsterdam, connecting the city to a new future while dedicating itself to saving the past.
Ultimately, places like the EYE really remind us that our history isn't static. It's not just stuff that's set in stone. It's waiting in forgotten film cans, hidden away in secret bunkers, just ready to be rediscovered. And it leaves you wondering, what masterpiece is just sitting on a shelf somewhere right now, waiting to be found?